What could go wrong? All right, guys. Hey, it's Heiss. We are at the Oil Well North this time. Yep. And we've got a DE2. And we have this nifty thing called the locomotive remote, which I've never used. So I figured a great first place to use it would be switching flammable cars. Right? That sounds like the smart move, right? Oh, I gotta flip my breakers, start the engine. There we go. I'm gonna try to do as many silly switching techniques, kicking cars, dropping cars, and see if we can't accidentally blow something up. I'm not intentionally trying to blow anything up, but we're gonna try and switch all these jobs here. So we have 3 switching jobs. And I think I'm just going to accept them all, say darn the time bonus, and just do the thing. And that way we can see if we can get as many cuts of cars at once to make mistakes with. Okay, so we've got the 66, the 47, and the 93. I bet this is probably outbound stuff. Well, here's a 47. I guess it's all the empty looking stuff. Yeah, so we got a cut of cars here that we're closest to. So I guess we'll grab those. And I'm going to pair the remote control. And then I'm not going to use the locomotive from there. I have to power it on. Pair the locomotive. There we go. I vaguely read the manual once. Do the keyboard controls still work? Yeah, they do. Okay. We might be okay then. We're in forwards and just... Oh, lordy. Oh, man. I don't know why this is making me giggle. It's I mean, I know remote control locomotives are actually a thing, but this is kind of silly. Okay, so it's on the B2S. Go liner switches. Oh, I can't line switches while I have that out. That's an issue. We'll note that one. Keep it rolling here. I like this. This is silly. All right, so what do we have to do with this job? 47's the first cars we're picking up. No, it's not the 47. It's the 66. Might be that now. Oh. Right. Come back here, you. Okay, and now we have magical thing for that. Oh, I see why this is difficult. Having to have the remote physically out. I guess we should put it in the first position. That makes it a little interesting. All right, well, I guess I'll couple myself up here. Which I don't want to actually do. That's railroad term slang for getting pinched between 2 knuckles is getting coupled up. Or coupling yourself up. Don't want to do that. Well, there's a hilarious video of a German conductor doing precisely that. Though he doesn't die. He just looks very terrifying. Alright, we're all hooked in there. Alright. Get these tied together. No. I'm sure this is more fun in VR. All right, there we go. So, what are we doing with these cars, right? This is the 66. No, it is the 47. Oh. I'm only picking up 2 of them? Oh, the 66 is right behind it. Oh, it's all a mess. I see how it is. Okay, well, we can deal with that. Just shove through our independent brake. Dunk. Beautiful. Cut the next car in. If we really wanted to be spicy, we'd only use the independent brake. Okay, so what's the 66 job say? They're all on C1S. 6 of them. Orange. What? Oh, that's not where we are. We're in B somewhere. B2S. These two cars. Okay. We're figuring it out. Whereas these two are supposed to be... Oh. Oh, okay. We're in the B yard. So we're looking for the B yard pickups. So we've probably got another one over here. Yeah. Okay, and then these two. Okay, so we have all cars from all three of the jobs here. and the locomotive's over there, and we're over here, and what a silly thing. I know that for my buddy Dapper, he's never going to be able to financially recover from his experiences with the remote. And we can't go out that end, so I guess we're going to go out the other end. And we will ride the rear. And, wait, we need to go forward now, right? We're not in the cab, so which way is the locomotive facing? Pull out, and I guess do we go grab the cars out of the C yard next? Oh, Lord. That's a lot of cars. C1S. 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 Okay, well, all the other cars are all on the same track. So. Oh, man, there's a battery on this thing. Why is it beeping? Oh, wheel slip. Got it. It's giving a beep, so it's going to blow up. All right, so theoretically, the other cars are over there somewhere. So we'll shove out, and then I guess we have to load them at B6L, which is probably that track over there. Yes. Maybe. Now, you know, just because we only have a DE2, and I don't know how much the tonnage is on these cars, I'm going to set up some brake, and I think we're going to load them in sections. What say you, viewers? Because that sounds like more fun. Grab our comms radio, and we'll put that in slot number 2. So that we can be really, really high speed. We're remote control railroading today, ladies and gents. Put it in reverse, and then kick it off and do this. This is quite the silly thing. I like the whistle on the DE6 better. Horn on the DE6. It always used to bug me when people would call it a whistle on the diesel engines when I was at BNSF. So I can't be getting it wrong myself. Come on, you gotta be perfect. We've even got a little signal range indicator. This is a cute little model that they've made. Alright, and the loading, unloading lever is presumably somewhere around here. Oh, they're up on the platforms. Yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense. We'll just dump the train brake real quick. Just let me off at the platform. There we go. Oh. You need all the cars on the track. Well, that's unfun. Will they all fit? Well, that's pretty long. Maybe they'll all fit. I can't. I said I wasn't going to be in the cab for this. So someone's saying that you can couple and uncouple. That's cute. And also a work of fiction, but you know. Oh yeah, this is keyboard controls, got it. Well, we'll leave these here and we'll go grab the other cars. Can I ride my own shove? Protecting my own point. Don't run over me, me. A lot of times when as a joke, well, if we're working in the shop and we were sitting in the engineer's seat, like not when the engine's running or working or even under pressure, we'll ask ourselves if we can go in between. Because if you're going to go in between cars to perform maintenance or lace up air hoses or anything, you have to get an in-between from your engineer. You have to make sure that he's set and centered and the train's not going to go anywhere before you go in. That way you don't get run over. All right. Back them up. There we go. He says, aiming an RCL at himself while standing in the gauge. Breaking all the rules. That's all right. That's the whole point of the video game, is to be able to break all the rules. So they said everything was on C1 for all these other cars. Yeah. Everything is on C1. I don't even know what those other jobs are. Should probably pay attention to what my train's doing. And I didn't even line my switch. Oh, lordy. One. Brakes. Okay. Yeah, I can see why this can get a little spicy pretty quick. And knowing that there's multiple jobs, we'll just shove through this. Contact! Dunk. Oh, and now I can... It even gives me the option to... Well, isn't that cute? Yes, more. More coupling. And then presumably this last one. I love it. All right, we're all hooked in. And these aren't like mistakenly some of my cars, are they? No, they're for a freight haul. Okay, so now we've got this big old pile of cars. And I guess we will put it back and forwards, slam on the independent, wide out on the throttle, and we'll ride the rear end here again. Ooh, a 20 speed limit. That's one of the lowest I've seen. It must be a reverse loop or return loop around there. This is a silly thing. So, real remote control locomotives exist, of course, and they're quite important. I mean, I always used to joke that they only cared about if it was an RCL. That's what we call them in the business. We would do maintenance for all the locomotives in the Pacific Northwest pretty much at the shop I worked at. And the terminal had like 8, I think, RCLs assigned to it. And man, if there was an RCL down, it was like, we need another one. Get us the other one. And of course, they'd all break at the same time. So it was always a challenge. Always became the priority thing. Oh, the 1551's coming in for maintenance. Got to make sure it's done. It's the oldest engine on the railroad, built 1954. It's still an SD9. Why do they want that one? Well, it's an RCL, that's why. Oh, why'd they put RCL on an SD9? Beats me. I guess we don't get to kick cars here. Maybe we'll try and load them all and then kick them to their destinations and see what happens. Because presumably some of them are going to have to go on the same track here. Take a little set on the train. Kick it into reverse now. Kick the train off. That used to be a comms radio. Need to do that to change their position, that's right. And we didn't go far enough, so bring it back to forward. This will be more fun with the DE6, I'm sure. But I guess more expensive at the same time, so this is the most economical way to ruin yourself. Throw the switch. Alright, we're lined in. And I'm pressing to release the brake like I don't have my belt pack on. We call this the fanny pack of destruction. Beep, 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 beep. Yes. I don't know what the hotkey is for sand, and I don't feel like doing the thing. Still lined in, and I really don't know if we're going to be able to... Beep, 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 beep. This thing is... How does it wheel slip with like half throttle? What is it good for? It's been so long since I've had to deal with the DE2. Not for much, apparently, is the answer. It's going to spite me for saying that. It will make me blow something up. Did you know we're going negative 20 kilometers an hour? It is handy to have a speed readout. We'll say that. Setting up a little independent just to keep slack out. And I don't feel like dealing with the train recovering. Oh, lordy. Just gently, gently, gently. That beep, beep, beep was a little violent, but... Oh, and we've just kicked those. Come back! Come back! This isn't the kicking that I wanted to do. Okay. Boom. Got him. Alright, so now we'll ride our own shove here. Gotta protect your shove. It's a bad day if you don't protect your shove. There's actually a ton of rules about protecting a shove where the locomotive's pushing on cars. It's pretty strict stuff because you don't want to run into something or someone at a grade crossing. Oh, is this looking like it's just about the right length to get all these cars on? So now we'll set the train up all the way. And then set the independent up, and we'll kick the train off so that it recovers the air while we load. Get me up there. There we go. And you just got to hold it. Okay. Loading methane. Crude oil. All right, we're all fully loaded. We are now armed and dangerous. Although I guess they're only flammable. I think some of these other ones are flammable and also explosive. I don't know what the difference is between flammable and explosive in terms of what happens when you break them in the game. I don't know if there is one. Okay, so that job goes to C3O. That job goes to B3O, the big one. And the other one goes to B4O. All right, well, what are our first couple cars? First job's the 93. 93. 66. So the first two cars are of the 93. So we'll kick the 93, their first two cars, into B4O. So we need to line ourselves out into B4O, and we'll kick the now loaded and explosive cars into the siding. And this is where it begins the spice. This is when it gets exciting. Smells Like Kenosha might start playing in the background. So I've answered this a million times in comments and in live streams and stuff, but in case you haven't heard the reference to Smells Like Kenosha or any of that stuff, we're talking about Kenosha Pass in Colorado, which is the CNS used to run over it. And back in 1937, the CNS was leasing the DNR-GW 346, which is one of the engines I've run at the Railroad Museum. And yeah, so her engineer was drunk. Always a good time. She was running helper service. They get to the top of Kenosha Pass. They Y346, send her back down the hill by herself while the rest of the train went on the other side of the pass. So she starts running light down the hill, and the firemen got scared and jumped off. They were going so fast. And first sharp left-hand turn, and 346 went, whee! And yeah, engineer died a couple days later in the hospital after severe burns because he got trapped in the cab, pinned up against the boiler. It's a bad time. Yeah, I can't recommend that one. That doesn't sound very good to me. But, you know, we always joke that the only reason 346 is here still is because it was the CNS that wrecked her. It wasn't the Denver and Rio Grande. Had the Rio Grande wrecked that engine, they would have ballasted over the top of it and built the tracks back and said, okay, bye, cute little thing. It's 1937. It was an engine that was 50 plus years old at that point. There was a reason it was being leased. They didn't want to deal with it anymore. But the CNS wrecked it, man. Oh, you wrecked our locomotive. You sons of a guns. You guys gonna have to pay. And so pay they did. The 346 got taken to the CB&Q shops in Denver because the Q owned the CNS at that point. and was rebuilt. And that's where she got her steel cab and all that fun stuff. Oh my god, we're kicking into an occupied track. It's gonna get spicy in here. Okay. Okay. All right. So we know what we're doing, right? So we have the first two cars, the 000 and the 450, presumably. Yeah. And we got to kick them into B40 or B4 outbound. And there's a train full of explosives. Right. I could use the uncoupling function of the thingy-mabob, but I want to bottle the air so that I can stop it when I want to. So I'm just going to manually uncouple. And I'm going to ride the shove. And I'm going to try and just nail this here. Line ourselves in, sign ourselves up for what we're about to be doing here. Pull out our coal scoop, because we need that. Put it in reverse, because that's the direction we need to go. Get a couple toots of salute, and let's make sure we get some sand going. Can we get sand? There we go. Got some sand going so I can get a little speed going, because this is a lot of train for this poor itty-bitty little thing to... Even with sand, it doesn't want 7. God, what is it good for? I'm sure I'm trying to shove like 1,500 tons of loaded explosives at this point. But I gotta get some speed going if I'm gonna kick. This is gonna be the least dramatic kick you've ever seen otherwise. Alright, well, we can kick the sand off and it immediately starts to slip. Obnoxious. Okay, well, we're gonna dump the brakes there, and we're gonna roll this. Are these set up? That's how far you're gonna roll? This is the most disappointing kick that I've ever kicked. I'm realizing that we don't get a good readout on what the brake pipe is doing. So there's a chance that the brakes hadn't recovered yet. So we'll do that. And we'll go see what's going on at the head end here. This poor DE2 is exploding, I'm sure. Got a brake pipe warning. Yeah, the pressures are lower in this. Weird. Wonder if it was just giving the brake pipe warning because this wasn't knuckled in. Yeah, that's all it was. Okay, so train's theoretically charged at this point. So let me bottle the air, darn you. Okay, now let me kick these cars one more time. Kick me, baby, one more time. That's not how that works. Oh, well. Gonna flick the sand on. And we're gonna shove on this thing. And maybe we won't be able to kick it. Maybe we'll just have to nicely, gently place it where it needs to go. Okay, now that it's recovered, it looks like it's doing what it wants. So we can recover that, put it in forwards, grab the switch remote. This is getting a little close. Oh, fuck. That was a little scary. But, you know what? 100, 100. 100, 100. No harm, no foul. It just made a bang sound. That's all. Okay, now what's the next in our business here? Got the SL66. A chunk of it, at least. I think it's just the 2 cars. Yeah. So 2 cars from the 66 that now need to go to the B3 outbound, and then we go back to the 47, which needs to go to the C3 outbound. Okay, so we're kicking 2 cars again into an occupied track. Okay. And we'll just set up the independent so that I don't have to deal with recovering the air again. And then line those 2 switches. We're lined into the B3. Confirm that we need the B3. Yep. 49 and the 399. Okay, and then the next job is a different job, the 47. Where's the 47 gotta go? C3. So that's gotta go into a different yard. It's all a bit of a mess. All right. So now we're gonna kick the cars. Once again, a chance for spicy. Boop, 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 boop. Yes. Very exciting. Apparently sand doesn't work. There we go. Now we've got some sand. Okay. See if we can't get a little speed going. Oh, I haven't uncoupled them yet. This is a dangerous move to be doing right now. Cut all this nonsense off. Going a little fast for my taste now. Where's the button? Get the throttle off. Grab some train brake. Grab all the independent brake. See if we can't turn the sand off. Okay. Why aren't we kicking? I said I wanted to do some kicking. Oh, I didn't get that. Really? I clicked the button too many times. Well, I'm just being very anticlimactic now. Well, we'll just let those roll and do what they're gonna do, and I guess we'll back up and grab the other ones. And by back up, I mean go forwards. God, this thing is gutless. I feel pain for anyone who's playing Deer Valley from the start. They have to deal with this little 2-axle thing. Okay, 47. We have 1 car. 2 cars. 3 cars. 3 cars, and then we're back to the 66. Is that the whole job? I think that's the whole job. Yeah, the whole thing goes onto the C3 outbound. All right. Presumably you can get going a little bit faster, and then you can actually give it more than 0 throttle. One would assume. I'm gonna hate to see my wheel bill after this. I'll have to try uncoupling on the fly with this next time. So I wonder if it pops the air hoses or if it bottles the air for you. Get this set up to reverse. Grab our coal scoop that's replaced our thing because these controls are a little silly. Let's see about getting a shove on, sands on, brakes off, power. Most annoying sound in the world. Okay. So how many cars can we uncouple? We have 11 and we want to keep 8 of them. Well, I didn't hear an immediate psh. So where did it uncouple though? Did it not uncouple? Or, oh, this is a dangerous game to be asking on the run like this. Oh, I wanted one more than that. That's okay. This is now getting spicy. Stop that. Stop that. What track do I need to go on? The 3 outbound? Holy buttons. We need the brakes now. Okay. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, okay, this was predictable. Okay. Yeah. 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 That wasn't even contrived. That was genuinely me just messing it up. Did it nicely separate which jobs I blew up and which ones I didn't? Oh, we're still blowing up back here. Okay, well that's all fine. Good thumbnail material, right? How did it disperse? Hang on, I think I left my sand on. You know, most important thing to worry about right now. I still got sand going. We might need that later. Well, what was that? That was the 47. We can just leave that manual somewhere in the flames. And pull up the SL66. The next car was the 222. Oh my goodness. Hey! It very nicely segregated itself into which jobs should explode and which ones shouldn't. So we might still be able to save some amount of money. Not that insurance is going to like me very much. So I guess we can go back over and put the rest of these cars where they need to go. And the last two cars, the 93, are the ones that are right in front of us, right? The 319 and the 466. Okay, so now we know where the rest of these cars need to go. We'll just ignore the flaming pile of carnage over there. Turn our back to it and say that the next shift did it. You know, we're swing shift. Night shift came in, and they wrecked all the trains. It wasn't us. Why is this not wanting to go? Oh, is something derailed? Did the explosive force derail the car? Ah, yes. Well, it didn't blow it up, but it did derail it. Well, $570 to put it in the same exact place it already is? I'll put it in reverse. Okay. Oh, I guess I don't have to be in between because we just got a fancy button for it. Dunk, dunk. Look at that! Like magic. Put it in forwards. Give it the beans. We only bounced into the wreckage a little bit, so it's fine. Poor tank cars. What is the DE2? It is wheel slip. Nothing more, nothing less. So, the nice shiny cars go on one track, and then the other two go on the 3. So these go on the 4, and those go on the 3. We have another opportunity to accidentally blow a bunch of things up. Let's see if we can't do it. I thankfully never blew anything up when I worked on the railroad. 491 threw a part at me once, which kind of sounded like an explosion, but it wasn't an explosion. I was working down in the pit underneath the engine. It wasn't fired up or anything. We were just doing a stay bolt cap inspection for the first time. The flexible stay bolts have caps on them so that they seal, because the flexible stay bolts are threaded into the firebox sheet, but they're not threaded into the boiler sheet. They've got a big kind of spherical like head that allows the sheet to somewhat pivot around it. It doesn't really pivot because there's a grid of them, but it allows for a little bit more motion, so it's a little bit more forgiving in terms of expansion and contraction. And most modern locomotives have a large amount of flexible stay bolts. But 491, having an older style boiler, only has just a few. She's got like 40 of them that were modded in by the railroad. So we're going into the 4 or the 3? I think we're going into the 3. Yeah, right? 66 goes into the 3? Yes, okay. So let's try and do this. And I'll keep telling a story to see if we can accidentally wreck this one more time. But maybe what we'll do is we'll uncouple everything while we are while we're not in motion. That's not what I wanted to do. -2. Why does that not do what I want it to do? Oh, it's got to be -3. Okay. All right, so -3, uncouple. Okay, that's a little wonky. They're counting the locomotive in the car counter. All right, and we will shove, and I will continue my story. Kick the brake off. See if we can get a little, a little speed going here. Anyways, so the stay bolt caps hadn't been removed since our last stay bolt cap inspection, presumably in about 1960, 1961. She's out of service 1963. And we had done some amount of testing in the boiler where water was in it and whatever. So water had been in the boiler recently. And if you've taken apart anything that's old, you will know that it doesn't like to come apart nicely. And I had about a 4-foot-long wrench on the darn thing, and it would not budge. So we resorted to using heat. And it didn't like the heat very much either. All right, we're going to set the train up, set the independent up, and then I'm going to release the train, and then we'll ride the shove on this. Or ride the kick, I guess. Anyway, the heat worked for the first several ones, but I got to the one that had still had water submerged in the bottom corner of the boiler where it was really hard to remove. And, man, you wouldn't believe how fast that water converted to steam. And it rocketed that stay bolt cap off directly past my face. Went into the one of the drive wheels. Oh, I just went straight in the engine. I don't have to do that. Got me monologuing. Once again, we're going to have to... Obviously, we stopped short, so I'm going to do one of these here. Anyways, so... I mean, the stay bolt cap, I mean, it's about 2.5 or it's like 2 5/16, something silly like that in diameter. And I mean, it was a missile. It sounded like a gun going off in my face. It totally disappeared. Dunk. Flew across the shop. It went from one stall all the way across to the other, like the furthest stall in the roundhouse. Oh, I should have just pressed the couple button. I have that. Oh, now that it is partially coupled, I have to couple it all the way. Oh, I see. I see. Dunk. Okay, there we go. We'll let the air recover eventually, and then we'll continue shoving. I guess we have to shove through this and then through the next one anyway, so we might as well just keep shoving. There's no reason to kick it at this point. Anyway, had the cap hit the driver treads and then bounced in, it would have gone straight through my face, and I probably wouldn't be here talking to you today. But thankfully, it hit the wheel treads and bounced out. So, yeah, that's the closest I've come to having anything explode. And it wasn't an explosion. It was like a steam-powered explosion thing. I don't know, and no one had ever seen that happen before or heard of that happening, but I guess most people don't have to use a torch to get to warm up a flexi-cap to get it off. So, yeah, that thing rocketed away. There was a radio playing music. I don't know, maybe a good 10 feet away, and the speaker cones got blown out from the pressure wave of the thing going bang. And I mean, that's just astounding to me. That's how loud it was. That's why I have tinnitus in my right ear, by the way. Fun fact. I think I got to be past the sign to clear this, so I think I'm going to continue to shove. Though we will uncouple, I think, -3. And I guess we need to give it some sand and some more beans. Come on, little switcher. You got this. Just trying to push this thing like another half car. And I mean by this thing, I mean this massive pile of things, but... Go! Go! I guess we could go to the yard office and see if it counts. Seeing as this is going nowhere fast. Yeah, all we were doing was just compressing the heck out of the buffers. So I suppose we'll go to the station and see if we can't turn in that job. 41 minutes! Nailed it. Why was it 41 minutes, Ice? Oh, there was a minor incident on the way. Alright, well, we'll kick the last two and see if we can't get a good kick out of them. Finish it off, end with a bang. Or some more wheel slip. My wheel bill on this locomotive is going to be excessive. I can smell it. This thing is fun. This remote control is great. I'm excited to use it with the caboose and have like DPs on the rear. Oh man, when we get to that, I'll have some more stories about stupid things that the railroad's done naturally. Because insert topic here. Guess what? The railroad probably did it wrong once or twice or every single time. All right. No, the other forwards. The other forwards. The forwards the way that I'm facing, not the forwards the way you're facing, locomotive. Come on. So how do we uncouple just the engine? I guess -1. And you press the wrong button. You do that. You grab the independent brake. And now we're riding. And we're going spicy fast, so we're going to take a little set. Take another set. Take another set. Big set. All of the air. All of the air. Chef's kiss. It didn't even go dunk. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. All right, ladies and gents. Let's turn this job in. And then we'll look at our fees just for the fun of it. Look at that. Boom. So we made like a good scenic $20,000 and... Ouch. Yeah. Yeah. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Thanks for watching.